Hey guys, welcome back. Living your best life here in Lapu-Lapu in the Philippines. So I thought I'd do a video. Seems to be most people are interested in this. So I thought I'd talk about the dating here in Cebu, and specifically I'm in, like I said, Lapu-Lapu, and as you can see over here in Mocktown, Newtown. So it's gonna be a little different video than have posted before, but I think, like I said, if you're tuning into this content, a lot of people are interested in this. So I'm going to give you some of my thoughts and impressions being here, going on my third week here, and some of my experiences, and then talking to lots of expats from kind of all over the world that are here living. Some of them I've met have lived here 4, 5, and 6 years, so they have a lot of insight into this type of thing. So I'll just kind of walk, and you can kind of see some of the Mocktown area as I'm talking about this. But all right, so I'll get some of the uncomfortable parts out of the way, and I'm sure a lot of people, women specifically, are going to get their feathers in a ruffle about this. But differences in American dating versus dating in the Philippines. And again, this is going to sound offensive, but I come from America and I moved here from Florida. America has turned into a culture of just gluttonous. Gluttony and laziness is just the standard now. Walk around any mall in America, walk around anywhere in America, I don't care where you're at. I lived in a very nice part of Tampa. You think there'd be lots of beautiful women there, and literally 80-90% of them are morbidly obese. And I mean morbidly obese. Again, not trying to be offensive, but it's just the facts. I'm talking about 200 pounds, 300 pounds. Yeah, of course, you can go to any city in the country, right? And expat countries included. And I'm sure you can find beautiful women. You can find 9s and 10s anywhere on the globe, right? But statistically speaking, again, I don't care what the latest bullshit statistics say on some of the research. All you got to do is your own research with your eyes. Walk around anywhere in the United States and you're going to see 20, 30, 40-year-old women that need to lose 100 pounds, and really just bizarre. They come with a laundry list of baggage and head problems and on psychological drugs and seeing 2 different therapists for who knows what the hell's wrong with their imaginary difficulties that they have in their life. And I'll just start there. Contrast that to here in the Philippines. I literally could probably count on one hand the amount of really overweight Filipinas I have seen. And that's not an exaggeration. It's just not in their culture. They're very genetically just small people. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful women. It's very common, very, very common. I can walk down this strip here and you'll pass 9s and 10s all day long, all day long. Women that look like you could change their outfit and throw them in a magazine. Gorgeous, drop dead, beautiful women. And the funny thing is, if you haven't watched some of the other videos, there's a million YouTube channels out there that talk about this in the Philippines, but every single one that I've talked to, you talk to them and they always say the same thing. They say, I'm not pretty. Some of them will say, they don't think they're attractive, which is really funny because you contrast that to American women, and you've probably seen some of the videos. These American women, the arrogance knows no bounds. These women that are 250 pounds and not much to look at anywhere else and have a shit personality to match it. You ask them, how would you rate yourself? Oh, I'm a 10. Yeah, confidence is a great thing, right? But delusion is not a good thing. Contrast that to these women in the Philippines. They literally are a 10 and you say, how would you rate yourself? Oh, I'm ugly. I'm ugly, I'm not attractive. There's much prettier women here. And that's kind of the funny thing. They might be 9s and 10s, but there's a million 9s and 10s. Like literally, I can, like I said, walk down this strip, and this isn't even a real busy part. You go over to Cebu City or Manila, some of these busy cities, BGC, and you can literally see girls that are model material all day long with personalities to match. No arrogance, no condescending, bitchy personalities. They're not seeing 5 different therapists because their moms didn't hug them enough when they were 5 years old or whatever, like I said, bullshit problems they have. Why? Because these girls actually grew up with real problems. Most people here grow up very poor and they work their asses off. So they have work ethic. I talk to so many people, especially girls that grew up in the provinces, and you ask them what they do or what they did growing up. Oh, I helped my family at the business. I cleaned fish, and I helped in the farm. I helped at the family store. You know, all their lives, that's what they do. They grew up, a lot of them are growing up with not a lot of amenities, so to speak, not sure as heck not like we are in the United States. So they don't grow up with this spoiled, entitled, arrogant attitude that the world owes them anything. Most, and I've walked all hours into some of these areas outside of the city and talked to lots of locals. It's pretty interesting. Happiest people ever. Maybe living in utter poverty. Some of them don't have electricity. Happy people. Happy to have a job. They're thankful for anything they have. Compare, contrast that to an American woman. She's bitching because you didn't take her on a $200 dinner date, right? She's mad that you went to Outback instead of the 5-star restaurant. Yeah, you always have to be dressed to impress, take them to the nicest places, wine them, dine them, and they expect it in America. And most Western countries. Like I said, met lots of folks from the UK here and Australia and all over. And just Western women in general, if you want to call them that, they all kind of have that same mentality. The other thing you don't see here, again, gonna piss some people off probably, not guys that are watching this channel, but the weirdness of the West, or the weirdness of the women, honestly, specifically, and some of the men. You go to your local Starbucks in the West, any Western country, and it's a freak show. Girls with purple hair, dyed, 10,000 tattoos and neck tattoos and face tattoos and 10,000 piercings, and oh, I want to be different, I want to stand out, dressing like men and dressing like absolute garbage, leaving the house in pajamas and slippers, looking like a total train wreck. And then they're the same women who wonder, well, I can't get a date. Of course you can't get a date. Contrast that to the Philippines. These women are actually women. They walk around in nice dresses. Like I said, even if they're not wealthy, they dress very nice, very hygienic. They take care of themselves. I haven't seen one person out in pajamas. I haven't seen one girl here with dyed purple or blue or green hair. I haven't seen one girl with 100 tattoos and face piercings and you name it. Just haven't seen it. Haven't seen it in 3 weeks. Been in Cebu City, been here, been a few other places. It's not a thing. And I know American women have this mindset of, oh, what are we, sheep? Their counter argument to that would be, just because I like to dress different, or just because I like to, tattoo my body or have a face piercing, right? That's because I'm different. No, you're just weird, honestly. You're just weird, in my opinion. Sure, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy, you do it. Tattoo your face up, go right on. Here, that's not a thing that women do, honestly. I think if somebody did, they'd be sort of an outcast, because, like I said, women are women. They know how to act here, and they know how to act on a date, which is funny. Like I said, compare, contrast that to American women. You ask an American woman if she wants to go grab some dinner at Chili's, she'll look at you like you're a cheap bastard, right? Like, well, what, Chili's? Why are we gonna go to Chili's? Can't we go somewhere nice? And you're dropping $150 on a first date and get a, you know, a high five or a fist bump at the end of the date. And chances are you never want to see them again anyway, because they were a total train wreck anyway. Here, women are really happy going down to the Jollibee. Ecstatic, in fact. Take them to Starbucks. They're really happy. And that's not because I'm cheap. It's not any of those things. They are thankful people. They're just very nice people. You don't have to go somewhere fancy, and they're very happy. They're very pleasant people. And I know all these women that post these stupid TikTok and YouTube videos that are bashing on people like me and all the guys that are moving over here in Asian countries and saying we're just a bunch of demented perverts looking to date 18-year-old women. And obviously that's not my deal. I've seen some of that, and I'll do some videos on that later. I've seen a little bit of that, not as much as you'd expect. But no, people are coming over here in the droves, and I mean in the droves, of getting away from that crap. And this is just touching the surface on some of the things. Honestly, this is a little park, or not really a park, but there's a little temple over that way. I'm just kind of walking around some of the outskirts of Mocktown. We're all trying to get away from that. We're fleeing that nonsense, that arrogance, like I said, that knows no bounds, that bitchy attitude. A lot of these women, you talk to them here, and they know how to be a girlfriend. They know how to be a wife. Every single one that I've talked to, you know what they say? My mom taught me how to be a good wife, because eventually I will get married and I want to be a good wife. My job is to take care of you as a husband. And Western women hear that of, oh, you just want some subservient dummy who doesn't speak English, which again, 100% false. Every single woman I've spoke to here, even girls that grow up in the province, they speak perfect English. And I mean perfect English. And they're smart people. College is very normal here. They work harder than you can imagine. So they actually have work ethic, and actually have ethics and morals, because they grow up proper, raised in a proper family, very strict families, everyone that I've seen and spoke to. And they're not subservient. They have this mindset of, my husband takes care of me, and therefore I take care of my husband. It's a two-way street, right? Women in America have this mindset of, I want the princess treatment, but I don't want to do shit in return. I want the princess treatment. I want you to kiss my ass. I want you to pay most of the bills. I want you to do everything. I want you to cook. I want you to clean. But you know what I'm going to do in return? Pretty much nothing. I'm going to offer you my shitty personality. And again, I'm not being better. I'm just speaking from dating in America all my life and contrasting that to here. I honestly cannot put into words. I wish I could do it justice to describe the difference. It is like night and day that you literally cannot imagine when you go out on dates with girls from the Philippines, and contrast that to any date or any relationship you've been in the West. And honestly, people don't want to believe it. When you tell friends and family kind of some of the things that I've encountered here, just how amazing these people are, and how sweet and loving and thankful and generous and nice. And then you contrast that to dates you've been on in America. I mean, I could give a million dating stories. I'm sure we all can that are listening to this, right? This absolute train wrecks of women that you've went out with in the West. And you come here and they are just pleasant, beautiful, beautiful people to look at, and beautiful personalities to match. It's not like they're just like these women want to bash us on TikTok. Oh, we just want mindless housekeepers. That's not them at all. They're outspoken. If something bothers them, they're going to tell you, just like a Western woman. They might not be bitchy like a Western woman or mean, right? They're very quiet people, so they're nice. They know how to speak and how to act. They know how to act in public. They know how to carry themselves. You don't see women dressed like sluts here. I haven't seen it yet in 3 weeks, and again, being around a decent bit in 3 weeks. So that's just kind of touching the surface. Dating here is amazing for all those reasons, and then your options. I'll touch on that for a minute. Your options here are phenomenal. Not quite like I think some people want to present it on YouTube, just being honest. Yeah, I get a lot of looks. I mean, I kind of stand out. If you've seen any of my other videos, I'm 6 foot, blonde hair, blue eyes, very muscular, lean, etc. So I stand out. So I get a lot of looks and a lot of little giggles. It's kind of the funny, cute thing about the Filipinos. They look and they giggle amongst their friends and kind of cover their mouth, and so they flirt, but they're not aggressive like some people will say. Oh, well, they're just going to approach you on the street, and that hasn't happened. It's happened a couple times. It's happened a couple times, but you can approach them real easily if you want to. If you see somebody that you're kind of exchanging glances with, and you're getting a little cute giggles, and you go talk to them. They're very shy people for the most part, though, so they're going to be receptive. The funny thing is, I notice here, if a girl is interested, the first thing they ask you is, do you have a girlfriend? They want to know if you have a girlfriend or you have a wife. All the stores, because like I said, this is a pretty small area. There's a grocery store over there. That's kind of my grocery store, and pharmacy and coffee shops and restaurants right here. So once they see you a few times, especially if they see you in there alone and they're interested, they're going to say, how come you have no girlfriend? Or, yeah, why you have no girlfriend? Where's your girlfriend? They're testing the waters. They want to see if you have a girlfriend, and that's kind of their way of opening the door. So I get that literally on a daily basis, probably several times a day. So a lot more aggressive than Western women, right? I've never been anywhere in the United States, or if I have, I could probably count it on one hand the times you've been in a Starbucks and the girl behind the counter is like, where's your girlfriend? You're single? It just doesn't happen. Like I said, if it does, you could probably count them on one hand. Contrast that to how it is here. I could probably get that 5 times a day here. So, and again, 5 times a day or more from women that look like they were plucked out of Victoria's Secrets magazine. So my point is, your options here, if you look halfway decent, your options are endless. Your options are literally endless. You have thousands and thousands of gorgeous, nice, friendly, sweet, warm, loving people to choose from. And contrast that to America. If you did online dating, which I'm sure you have at some point, right, in your single lives, you do online dating in America, you'll be lucky to get a couple matches in a week, right? Here, you do online dating. I have to turn mine off when I was doing it. You get so many messages in a day. It's like being a supermodel in the United States. You literally can't keep up with all the messages. So it's kind of insane. It's actually a little overwhelming at first when you get here. I was kind of shocked because it's just, like I said, you contrast that to the West, and it's just supply and demand. There's not a lot of younger, decent looking expats that are not 65 years old and 300 pounds. So yeah, you're a 40 something year old guy, a 50 something year old guy that's decent looking and not 300 pounds. You're literally going to be able to, sounds bad, but have your pick of the litter, I guess, really. You're literally, the doors are wide open. Let's just say that, okay? The doors are wide open. The world is your oyster here, definitely, without a doubt. And it's the same all over the Philippines. It's the same all over the Philippines. One of the reasons too that the Western men haters that bash the passport bro movement is, what they don't understand is some of these girls they're looking for a way out of their life. And that's no different than the West, right? How often have you been out to dinner and you've seen some 65-year-old guy with a 30-year-old beautiful woman? And you're all thinking the same thing, right? Oh, I bet you he's loaded. And chances are he is. So how is that any different? It's not. They're all over the world. The gold diggers, whatever you want to call them, they're here too. But the other thing is, we're exotic here, right? In America, I'm not exotic. I look the same as every other gym bro, right? I'm jacked, halfway decent looking dude. There's a million of them out there, right? Here, especially a guy with light hair and blue eyes, I'm 1 in 10 million. So you stand out. We're very exotic. And they love that, right? And it works in our advantage, right? You wanna be the person that stands out. So it definitely goes both ways. We find them very exotic. I love it. Their dark skin tone, it's very sexy and beautiful. And they like our light pale skin, which is kind of funny. You know, they try to be light here. They don't like the dark skin. And a lot of girls comment on that. You have such nice skin. I'm like, I'm pale. But they actually prefer that here. So it's kind of funny. But I'll do a lot more videos on this, obviously, because this is an interesting topic, and I've seen some interesting dynamics. I have lots of funny stories that I've had happen, and like I said, just sharing stories with friends that I've met here, it's a blast. So I'll share some of those and give you some dating scams. I've seen a lot more dating scams since I've been here, and a lot of things like that to kind of be on the lookout. But I hope that helps. And yeah, if you're looking to move to the Philippines from any Western country and you have any reservations whatsoever, I say 100% do it. Don't hold back. Get your life in order to make the move and make it happen. I honestly, my one video, my first week here was a little rough. That was just some getting used to. But now that I'm in my groove, everything's running smooth. I feel very at home here. I'm happy. I have friends. I honestly feel, might sound crazy, I feel more at home here than I did in America. I have a nice group of friends that I hang out with on a regular basis. We do things. We're going to travel. And I'm really just enjoying my life. I had no idea I could be this happy and this relaxed and this content in the lifestyle here. It's amazing. So I hope that helps. And yeah, like I said, if you're thinking about it, do it. By all means, do it. I cannot recommend it enough. My only regret is that I didn't do this 3-4 years ago, because I could have, and I thought about it for 3 or 4 years on and off, and I never had the courage until about 6 months ago. And that's one of my only regrets. But you know, I'm doing it now. So all right, hope that helps, and see you guys later.